everybody, this is Laura Robinson with the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. This is my Garden Network monthly tour of our garden, and it is the beginning of February in 2023. So I just wanted to show you guys what we have going on in the greenhouse and some updates outside based on the freeze that happened at the end of December. The last video I kind of was walking through the garden and showing you kind of what had made it and what hadn't. There are a couple of things that ended up resprouting, so I wanted to show you that. Real quick in the greenhouse though, I just wanted to show you what we have started. I started most of my seeds at the beginning of January. I think in my last video I had sent out a file with kind of my seed starting schedule, just in case anybody found that useful. I started a ton of collards. I have 3 different types: the Georgia Southern collards, green glaze, and Alabama blue. I wanted to try 3 different types and grow them side by side to just see if one outperformed the others. So I have tons of collards. Obviously I'll need some in our garden, but if you are in need of any collard seedlings, please let me know. I also just potted up a bunch of lettuce, and I have more to pot up. So again, if you want some lettuce seedlings, I should have plenty of extra. I started some dill and cilantro recently. I started bunching onions, but they have not germinated. I need to probably restart those. These are the trays with all of the lettuce, and I have a ton of Bibb lettuce, so that would probably be what I would give away. I do have a little bit of this dwarf blue kale. I probably won't need all of this, but this variety comes to maturity quicker, and since our spring season is pretty short, I decided to grow mostly this type of kale. I also started some spinach and some Swiss chard. The first time I started it, I had really poor germination, so I soaked the seeds overnight, and the germination was so much better the second time. You guys might already be doing this, but that's not something I've done in the past, and I've always wondered why I had such bad germination, especially with spinach more than Swiss chard. But that did really help. I have some other just kind of random stuff growing in here. Some Asian greens, which I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's Chijimisai, and it's it's like hat for tatsoi and something else, another green that are crossed. And I have some winter choy and bok choy that actually has been in here for a while. I have some Mizuna, which the seeds I picked up at Crabtree seed swap last weekend. More lettuce, and I started some Rudbeckia flowers from seed, which I don't start a lot of flowers, but I kind of want to get some more knowledge base around that, just given how many pollinators flowers attract, and it's always good for the garden. I also have a ton of strawberry plants. I will be using some here. I will be giving some to Battle Academy. Joel from City Farms wants some. But I think I counted the other day, over 125 plants. So if you would like to plant some strawberries in your garden, let me know. I will probably plant mine out in March or April. So I think we can probably get them outside relatively soon. I will show you outside real quick. I wanted to show you a few things. You know, there's not a lot going on, obviously, because it's still the beginning of February. But a couple of things. So I do have some of the collards that like froze back in the hard freeze are starting to re-sprout. Not all of them. Some of them were just, I think, just completely killed off. But you know, even that little guy has like a little green coming up from the middle. So I think it's just interesting to see kind of what bounces back and what doesn't. So like I said, the collards are coming back. A lot of the cabbage that I had out here did not do well. I left a lot of stems just to see what would happen, and most of them just turned to mush. The cilantro bounced back really fast. A lot of the greens on top died back, but then, you know, look at it, looks fresh right now. So that was interesting. The dill that I had in here did not come back. I have this tarragon that is already popping back up. I did have, so this bed I had kale and broccoli. This is the dwarf blue kale, did awesome. This was the dinosaur kale, and I think actually something has been in here nibbling it down. I think it probably would grow back a little bit, but there's something just munching on it. Like you can see little bits of leaves and stems in the bed. The broccoli looks like it's trying to grow back, but I don't think, I'll probably just end up taking it out before I can harvest anything off of it. It was more just an experiment. The spinach did well and looks good. This little mosh continues to grow. And I'll probably plant more of this in the spring, but it's just kind of like a salad green. It's super cold hardy. The leeks and the broccoli all seem to fare well. This bed had more cabbage in it. Probably the one that did best was the Savoy cabbage. I still have some others growing, but there's also some like pieces that just don't look good, that it's kind of like rotting down in the middle of the cabbage. So I probably won't get too much out of the cabbage. I did want to show you guys, so I don't know if I had these set up last time, but because so much got killed back and there were so many empty beds, I figured I would just kind of plant stuff and see if I could get anything to grow if I covered it up with plastic. So I'm kind of just making like little greenhouses on the beds. And I've had some stuff sprout up. You can see in here, there are pea seeds that are sprouting. There's some lettuce over there. I think I also have beets maybe. And in another bed, I have more peas, a little bit of radishes. I think that's about it. So I just wanted to show you that because I thought that was interesting. We are getting lows in the 20s this weekend though, so I don't know if all these things, these little tiny seedlings that I've gotten to grow, will die back with that freeze, but we'll see. If nothing else, it's just a good experiment, I think, to do. I probably showed you this in the last video, but the kohlrabi made it through the hard freeze really well, and I had one purple sprouting broccoli plant that is putting on some new growth. So I'm just leaving it there and seeing what's going to happen. The rest of the plants that I had in here I pulled up, but one guy managed to make it. And I think that's about it. So I will, oh, I guess I should show you this. The carrots seem to do really well. These were planted in here before that hard freeze. Some of the radishes are okay, but the carrots especially seem to not be fazed by it. So I think that's about it. I'll probably have a lot more to show you next month when I plant out a lot of the spring stuff at the beginning of March. So I'll be sure to kind of share any updates that I have at that time. I'll also be planting potatoes around that time, So if you're interested in learning more about that process, I'll kind of share what I have. I might have some extra potatoes to share too, because I usually order more than I need. So if you're interested in planting potatoes in your garden, reach out and let me know. And I think that's about it for now. I hope you all are enjoying this kind of quiet before spring kicks off. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.